Hi, and welcome to another episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
And I'm Steve Lawrence. We're starting our Season 1 wrap-up. This is actually episode 28.
That's a lot of video.
Yeah.
And we only started this summer, so...
That's right.
Yeah.
We're 7 months into it, or just barely 7 months into producing videos and putting them up on YouTube. And thanks to you guys for tuning in and joining us and following our journey as we try and get more first-round impacts on target.
Yeah, I mean, this really started out as kind of a lark. I mean, we had a kind of a crude video we put up on Facebook, and then we decided, you know what, let's just put a little bit of structure around this. And we've been very encouraged and pleased with the degree to which folks have interacted with us and given us feedback. And
yeah, when we started this out, we weren't sure how long this would last, if the content that we're putting up would resonate and find an audience, and apparently it has. So again, we look forward to your continued feedback. If there's things that you like, let us know. We'll try and do more of that. And that's exactly what we're looking for, is for the folks that like what we're doing, we'll continue to do it. Exactly,
and we're going to continue to invest in this in both time and resources. And the important thing is that you continue giving your feedback, so we can do that.
Yeah. In fact, you may have noticed we're upping our game with the fact that we're wrapping up this season, starting a new one next week. We actually have we decided to sport some new shirts, so we have some logo gear. And in fact, take a look. We actually have some new cameras that you may have noticed in the last couple of episodes. The video quality that we're shooting is a little bit better. Our audio, we're trying to improve. So
we have lighting. We even have
actually have lighting.
I mean, take a look at some of our earlier videos.
Yeah, take a look at this.
All right, so as part of our upgrade for Season 2, we got a new camera rig for filming video as well as still. It's based off a Nikon D750. And then the lens I'm putting on it right now is a Nikon 24-120 f4 AFS lens. And then I have another number of other things that I put on this that are helping to improve the quality of the video. So part of it is the fact that it's on a video tripod head that has fluid movement. I've got a focus follower on it, as well as the video rig that allows me to carry it both shoulder mounted, and some other accessories, as well as a shotgun mic. So we're hoping this will be something that will actually improve the quality of what we're putting out.
As you can see, we're incrementally trying to make things a little bit better. In fact, we haven't retired these shirts as of yet. We're actually going to probably call these our field T-shirts.
Exactly.
In fact, when we started out, we actually created this design in I think it was January, February of 2014.
Well, we just wanted something to wear out to the range, that showed a bit of camaraderie.
Exactly.
Because, we saw other people had their team shirts and everything.
Yeah, they had the team jerseys, and we're like, hey, why don't we just create our own?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because nobody, at that time, nobody would want us shooting on their team, so we figured, you know what, we'll just make up our own team, and that's what we did. And so that's really the genesis.
So what you can find on our logo here, actually, are the current match rifles that we're shooting. Here's mine. This is Ed's. It's just a different color here. And then, of course, the 6'5 guys. And this little phrase down here, if you haven't figured out what that is, it's Latin. And it's just kind of a little joke because, we're aging, middle-aged guys. And so we had a little bit of fun with this. Vetus et tardus, which is old and slow.
Yet accurate.
Yet accurate.
Verum accuratus.
That's right. A couple other symbology. You've got an ace with crosshairs. It's just a symbol of being an accurate target shooter. A boat tail bullet. We were originally going to call this Bob the Boat Tail.
Bob the Boat Tail or Bob the Bullet. Again, I think there's a huge untapped market for Bob the Bullet plush toys, but that's going to be a whole other subsidiary that we set up. Yeah. But we kind of had fun with that because we took the the teeth, you know, that you see on those old World War II
fighter
planes, yeah, and put it on there. So we had some fun with that.
And of course, you see the NRA logo, which you know, is basically kind of our symbol for our supporting our Second Amendment rights.
Exactly.
And then you know, on the front, of course, you have the U.S. flag. You know, we're proud patriots of our country, and the 6'5" guys at the bottom. So if you guys like this shirt, we actually have made these available on our website. If you go to 65guys.com, there's a link for apparel, and this is the first item that we're offering. I believe it's around $27-28, and you know, stay tuned. We'll probably be offering up some more things as the year progresses.
Well, I mean, I think if people prefer a dressier look, we may even branch out into the 6'5" guys formal apparel.
There you go. All right. Well, you know, we actually have a number of videos that are out there. You know, if you guys may have seen, we've covered a lot of matches. We actually were looking at our calendar for the upcoming season, and boy, it's going to be really busy.
It will be. It will be. It will be. Yeah, I mean, you know, we started with the you know, our introductory video, and you know, we've had other categories of videos ranging from the matches and the match debriefs, our practice videos showing, you know, how we practice, our videos around people, the people personalities, you know, those have proven very popular. Our videos on gear, you know, people enjoy those as well. And then various tech tips, you know, like our annealing video, for example, is one that's proven very popular.
Things that we're learning that we're just sharing with others.
And we may create other categories, but at least now that's kind of been the natural grouping of our videos as we've created.
Yeah, and I think looking at how we segmented things that we're focusing on, this really does fit in line with kind of our initial charter and the reason why we're doing this, which is we're just covering our journey and progression as long-range precision shooters, and these are the types of things that we're experiencing, and we're just sharing it out.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we're very clear to our audience that this is our journey. We're going to change what we do. You know, we're not trying to come off as being, you know, authoritative on a particular subject, because we want to invite the feedback. And as a result of that, you know, people are comfortable in providing feedback and actually helping us improve what we're doing. And when we get that feedback, as it was the case with our annealing video, we were able to create a whole new video that incorporated audience feedback, something that, you know, were it not for the audience, we would not have had that video.
Right. Well, let's take a look back at a few highlights. So one of the first matches that we attended as a team was the Sage Flats Shooters Match. So we traveled over 2,000 miles to get to the Sage Flats Shooters Match, Montana, just to have our hats handed to us.
Absolutely, and what it taught us is just because you might be a good individual shooter, or in our case, you know, decent individual shooters, it doesn't mean that you're going to function well as a team.
That's right, and be prepared for pretty much anything, because when we got there, it was a hidden targets match, which was a format that we weren't used to.
Exactly. So we have a very detailed write-up on that match and our takeaways on our website. Invite you to look at that and provide feedback.
Yeah. And it was just a month and a half later, we were off to Eastern Washington for the JC Steel Summer Shootout.
Yeah, and we did a lot better. I came in second, you came in third, so that felt pretty good.
Up until the last stage. Well, you beat me with your pistol.
Well, right. Well,
hey, exactly.
Every bit counts.
No,
right?
no, you're to be commended. I mean, you run fair and square, but yeah, it shows me, you know, when you come away from a match, you know, there are some takeaways, which is what do you need to work on.
Right. Exactly. And you know, pistols becoming, you know, part of those precision
rifle matches. It absolutely is.
Matches,
we're seeing more and more of that.
But you know what we saw, so we did so you know, at that point, you know, we had a couple of match debriefs, and we found out that these match debriefs are resonating with folks, because you know, while you see videos out there for various matches, you know, we haven't seen structured stage by stage debriefs.
Right.
And that kind of, you know, brings us to the Oregon Tactical Rifle Championship, where I think we kind of upped our game on that match debrief. I mean, first of all, we both placed top 10, but what we did in that video is we combined some statistical analysis with the stage by stage debrief, and you know, that really resonated.
That's right. And there's a more detailed write-up on our website around why we do that practice. But for any match, you know, my encouragement to competitors is, if you're trying to identify things you need to work on, take a look at how you fared versus those you competed against by stage, and come away with the things with, you know, where you are doing well,
right,
and areas that you need to integrate into your practice sessions to improve your performance.
Yeah, because it was really interesting how there were areas where we really left points on the table while we did well overall. You know, there are some stages where, just relative to the competition, you know, we had so performance, and so that just really taught us that there's some area, you know, you got to look at all areas.
That's right.
Make sure you aren't leaving points there. And then you went to the Northwest Precision Steel Series.
Yes, while you
challenge.
went to the
Prosser,
Washington for the balloon fair, or was it wine tasting?
Yeah, for the balloon. Hey, you got to spend time with the family and
that's right,
and everything.
Yeah, I really missed you out there, but you know, I went out with our buddy Kevin to the Northwest Precision Steel Series match. It was my first time out at Rock Lake Rifle Range, and just had a blast. It's just a terrific venue for shooting. You're going to hear more about that range, just because you know, we believe that as folks discover what's out there, we're going to become quite busy.
That is just an incredible facility. And the cool thing is, as a result of going to that match, I mean, you met Doug, and you know, we did some other things to not to him, but with him. Maybe he feels we're doing stuff to him, but. Yeah, so some friendships were made, and we found out about a new facility. You know, we went there this winter, and so I think that was just a terrific trip.
It was, and I was encouraged that you know, on several of those stages I actually did quite well, given the challenging conditions, you know, wind and whatnot. So just a fantastic time, and I think for those of you who have not seen that video, check it out.
Yeah, actually, I think that's probably, from a viewership standpoint, the most popular match debrief we had.
I think so.
So good on you. All right, let's take a look at our next category, practice videos. And again, some of our earlier videos were around the barricades that we built.
Yeah, because we do a lot of practice, and we practice with barricades.
Yeah, and honestly, looking back, that was probably the single best thing we did.
That was a huge game changer for us in terms of developing skills for matches.
Absolutely. I mean, it got us off our belly. I mean, we would spend 90% of our time shooting prone, but now we just do our sighters and dot drills and prone, and that's it.
Yeah. For you guys that have not checked out the barricade videos, you know, just looking at their viewership, they're fairly low, which is surprising to us, because in terms of value that we're receiving in terms of our skill set, you know, barricade drill, or barricades 1 and part 2 would be really helpful for those that want to understand how they can integrate barricade practice into what they're doing. Yeah, we actually have made available our drawings online.
Yeah, we have, and I think, you know, these videos came out, you know, very early in the season, so we didn't have a lot of viewership.
Yeah, the production value could have been better. You know, the audio is a little bit not the best, but definitely worth checking out. Yeah,
so in a nutshell, the first video shows a very, you know, detailed, purpose-built barricade set with an accompanying rooftop. But we created a second video to illustrate to folks how you could just use milk crates, sawhorses, other commonly available materials.
Yeah. It's a low-cost approach to get some of the same benefits.
Exactly. So really, we would encourage our viewers to watch those 2 videos.
Yeah. And then outside of the square range, if you haven't checked out some of our field training exercises, what we call our FTXs, Ed and I go out about every 2 to 3 months to some place where we can actually shoot out beyond 1,000 yards. And those are always fun trips. Nice. And we always come away with something new that we're learning and developing our skills on.
Exactly. So we encourage you to watch our 2 field training exercise videos, And as always, particularly in the winter one, we had a number of takeaways from that. And for folks that are used to shooting in cold conditions, take a look and give us your feedback on that as well.
Right. Yeah, we had fun while at the same time being a little bit miserable.
Exactly.
Awesome. Now, some of our more popular videos actually have been the folks that we have been meeting along the way in our journey. And as many of you know, there is a fairly tight-knit community of long-range precision shooters, and these are just fantastic people to get to know, and especially the people that work in the industry. So our first one that we did was with Ray Sanchez.
Thunder Beast Arms. Yeah, and what's really cool about that is, people are familiar with their products in most cases, but just hearing about how they got into it, hearing the story of just that entrepreneurial spark and flash, and how they actually pursued that into and turned it into a viable business.
Right.
And folks are very interested in that, so we're going to continue doing that.
Yeah, and I've seen a familiar pattern here is, if people have that passion and the entrepreneurial spirit, they jump in and just make it happen. Right.
So don't miss our other videos in that area when we talk to Ted Courageous with the American Rifle Company. Again, we meet with Jake Vibert of JC Steel. Excellent interview there. And then a lot of folks' favorite, Annette Wachter, 30 cal gal. We interview her, and particularly for you guys who want to get your gals shooting, she dispenses some valuable advice. So definitely a video that you want to see.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because even though Annette doesn't have a business per se, she's very well known within the precision shooting community and long range, competes in several different disciplines, tactical precision just being one of them.
Well, she does make some interesting jewelry and such,
yes.
So I guess you could consider that.
That's
could consider, but it's not like a storefront or something like that. And then gear. I mean, people like gear. And we started off with the tactical arm board from Sunrise Tactical Gear because we realized just how important that piece of kit can be.
It is, yeah. And in fact, as I look at different versions of arm boards out there, that's the prevalent one for a lot of good reasons that we go into in the video. I actually use other pieces of gear from Sunrise Tactical, like their battle belt, which is good. They have a number of other products. So.
And then we talked about gearing up for the range, and that's probably that's the type of gear video that we're I can see us updating on a regular basis because we're going to change what we bring to the range.
Yeah, so. Our loadout changes all the time depending on what we're practicing. For going out locally versus on one of our FTXs or even to a match. So
look for an update on that in season 2, and also on our match rifles. We can tell you right now, made some significant updates.
That's right. I think you'll see very soon in an upcoming video. Not only are we into a new season of 6.5 guys, but we're into a whole new match season, and we're bringing in some new rifles. So we'll give you an update on that. Not only may you look forward to the video, we're actually looking forward to getting our hands on our new guns as soon as they're ready to be picked up from our gunsmith. And
dry fire practice, very, very beneficial. So good number of views on the IOTA, the indoor optical training aid. And
you finally got yours?
I did. Yeah. And a lot of folks have purchased them as a result of watching the video. So it's kind of encouraging that by creating a video, we're helping out another vendor.
Yeah. Now, and I've gotten a number of requests for what we're using as far as targets. Whether it be pictures of the ranges, things that we're focusing in on to shoot using the IOTA, or even the PowerPoint. Again, those are things that are available. If you'd like them, just let us know. We'll try and get them posted up on the website.
Another popular video on tripods, and even got linked onto the Hog Saddle website. They liked it, even though it wasn't about the Hog Saddle. We featured it in there. Right. So again, that was very encouraging to get some views on that video.
Yeah, finally got the the shooting sticks back to our friend that we had picked up for.
Shamira's shooting sticks, yeah. Exactly. And then we move over to our visit with Northwest Precision Customs, somebody you met at
Doug
the
Warfield. Just a great guy, and a great piece of kit. His Harris bipod accessory kit, the leg extensions and feet. So if you haven't checked out that video, be sure you do.
Well, and what's also interesting about that video, I almost put it in two categories, both gear and people, because just the story of Doug about how he took events in his life that just seemed somewhat unrelated and sort of seized the moment and turned it into a business opportunity.
Right.
Excited me as well. So yeah, great. He makes a nice product. That's terrific. But to me, just the story of entrepreneurship and what he did with just seemingly unrelated events.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, is very cool.
So going from gear, we have a number of what we call the tech tip videos. These are practices that we're doing in terms of everything from reloading to case cleaning and annealing, and the things that we're learning. Again, we'd mentioned we don't speak from a position of authority, but one that we're learning and things that we think are helpful, we're trying to share out.
Exactly, and we even shared things like our match sheave preparations and what we do. So we'd encourage people to watch that video all the way to the end. You got to watch it at the very end, because there's a bit of comedic gold at the very end of that video. I think that's one of our finest moments.
Right.
And then the annealing machine. Talk about a bit about that.
Yeah, the bench source annealing machine, great piece of gear. When we first got that, not a lot of really good information available on the internet in terms of how to dial that in and set it up. And then as we put together an informational video on that, we actually got some additional inputs. So again, thank you for providing your suggestions and comments. We really appreciate that. Because again, we're continuing to learn.
Well, and that video actually got linked to AccurateShooter.com, which drove a lot of viewership and the subsequent comments, and it provided some validation for what we're doing and the way we do it. We try and employ the scientific method. We just don't. We try to avoid just stating opinions. I mean, I'm not saying that. Right. That there are times where we're not opinionated, but we really try and take everything we do and make it fact based and I guess science based is a good way to describe it.
So another video we did was the pre-match intelligence preparation and analysis. What is it that you can do as you're going out to a new shooting location, whether it be a hunt or a match, and you haven't shot there before, right?
Right.
How do you prepare in terms of travel, logistics, the weather conditions? What should you bring in terms of gear, as well as dope? Just knowing what you can expect in terms of a backup ballistic drop card. So we go through some information on that video, and we think that you guys might find that interesting as well.
Yeah, and just the peace of mind it gives you, because you can get nervous when you show up in a new place. And if you research a place, get some pictures, you just feel it. You kind of feel like you've almost been there.
Yeah.
And so I think that can help folks quite a bit. We did one on the resizing lube.
A lot of good comments and feedback on that.
Yeah.
It was surprising.
Yeah, really. And I know a number of folks that we know personally that have seen that video and have become converts. And that's something that's really speeded up.
By the way, pal, I'm still waiting for mine.
Oh yeah, I need to bring you the bottle. I've got the materials. I've got, but yeah, that really helps speed things up.
Yeah. And then from there we looked at brass case cleaning. So a number of different practices out there. We take a look at stainless steel tumbling, corncob, walnut, vibratory methods. The one that we really didn't dive too deep into is ultrasonic. We know a number of guys that use that. That's one that actually I want to try out this year.
Yeah, and in our write-up we actually got some feedback on ultrasonic post the video, and so we shared that little bit of information.
Yeah.
And then again, the the follow-up to the bench source a kneeling video. Again, completely based on feedback that we received from the audience and on how to speed it up.
Yeah,
so,
a couple of really good tips there, you know, in terms of using washers, and we recently got some additional input.
Yeah, a guy in Australia said just cut pieces of tube to length for your cartridge. I mean, that's awesome. So my hope is that for a lot of these tech tip videos, we can get enough feedback to warrant filming an addendum, or even just filming the whole thing over again. Because again, we want people to feel comfortable, you know, saying, hey, try this or do this, or that's not necessarily correct.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, that pretty much is a pretty good summary of the 27 previous videos to this one. Now, as we look out ahead, we have a lot planned
for season 2, absolutely.
For season 2. So, just next week, we're going to be headed out to Las Vegas, which is SHOT Show 2015.
Yeah, absolutely. That is like
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the holy grail of the industry. So we're really excited about that.
We are. We've done kind of our homework there in terms of doing some analysis and intelligence gathering in terms of who's going to be there, where they're at. Even have planned some walking routes on the show floor. But stay tuned for that. We'll be providing some updates on our Facebook page day to day, and then probably within a week or two after that, we'll do a summary wrap-up of the highlights of who we talked to.
Yeah, and most importantly, we're there as media, so we can bring our cameras and our video equipment, and we'll be interviewing vendors, so hopefully we can bring you some perspectives on some interesting equipment.
That's right, and our focus will be very specific to the long-range precision aspect of shooting.
Exactly.
Yeah. In addition to SHOT Show, in the days preceding SHOT Show is going to be the Las Vegas PRS match.
Yes.
That's done by the Sin City Precision Shooting Group, and that is sponsored, or the primary sponsor is Kelby's.
Exactly. Yeah, and what's exciting about that is, I mean, that's a big time, 2-day PRS match, and we're really excited and flattered to be out there to providing coverage of that match. Not only coverage of the stages, but of
meeting the shooters as well.
Yeah, meeting the shooters, interviewing shooters, providing some interesting profiles, and also the sponsors too, because there's really a who's who roster of sponsors, and so we want to make sure that we bring some perspective on that.
That's right. So exciting match footage coming up, and it's my belief we'll probably have a two-parter on that. One episode focused specifically on the match, and then there will be a much more in-depth look at some of the shooters that are participating in that match.
So for those of you who've made it to this point in the video, we have something a little special for you.
Yes, it's the outtakes and bloopers. Being semi-professional.
Lots of stuff hits the cutting room floor.
That's right. And we don't always get it right in front of the camera.
And I wish it would have stayed on the cutting room floor, but you have resurrected them for everybody's viewing pleasure.
Because we really don't go off a script or lines. We have some prepared talking points we generally cover.
Well, because we want to keep it conversational. So
exactly. And oftentimes, some of those points just slip our mind. Here, take a look at this.
Through. It'd be interesting to know if
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, giving us, sharing, gave you some useful insight.
And
if you have any tips and tricks,
think it's not a coincidence. We're gonna have to edit that again.
Yeah. Just
start again. It's no coincidence, or it wasn't a coincidence. How should I say that? That his dry firing. Okay, I wouldn't even try and use that word. Okay.
Hi, I'm Ed.
I'm Steve.
Hold on. We're doing away with that old intro.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Ed, and I'm Steve, and
no, it's welcome to 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
Oh, okay. And then you're going to say I'm Steve Lawrence. Yeah. Okay. Episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley,
and I'm Steve Lawrence. So Ed, you've sorry.
Start again.
I'm going to do this.
Hi, welcome to another episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
You said utter.
Did I say udder? Like a cow? Well, 'cause we've been hanging around cows. Why do I find that so funny? Okay. Hi, and welcome to another episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
And I'm Steve Lawrence. Darn dog.
Okay. Hi, and welcome to another episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
And I'm Steve Lawrence. For this episode, we're going to cover...
Okay, well, you're getting it. By the way, your sticker is...
Oh, okay.
There you go.
For this episode, we're going
See,
to...
that is difficult.
Yeah.
See, now you understand how difficult it is to do that.
Okay. Welcome to 6'5 Guys. Hi, I'm Steve Lawrence.
And I'm Ed Mobley. Okay. All right, let's start.
Okay.
All right, well, we got that part down. Okay. All right. Okay. Hi, I'm Ed Okay.
Welcome to 6'5 Guys.
Yeah, okay. Use just a simple thing, you know.
It is so simple.
Yeah, okay.
But you're already thinking.
Give it like a 3-second pause.
Hi. Oh, fuck.
Welcome to 6'5 Guys.
Oh, I don't. Why is it so difficult?
Because we used to do it that way. That was the...
I know, but you get into... Okay. Okay. Hi. Welcome to another episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
And I'm Steve Lawrence.
Today, we're going to...
What we're going to talk about today is...
Take two.
Oh, man. It's awesome.
Okay. And in today's episode, we're going to share one of the most pleasurable parts of our journey. And that is when we come across people who establish... All right. You know what? I'm going to get it right.
Well, I would say,
Yeah.
just a suggestion.
Yes.
Don't go off of a middle script. Just
I know. I
Just
got to be me. I got to be it. Though that's a problem because
Yeah.
I'm just getting too...
Thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
What you
thinking
want to
ahead.
talk about
Yeah,
next?
I'm
Yeah.
thinking ahead.
Just let it roll.
Okay, I'm thinking ahead. And
Okay.
Steve, I mean, the most pleasurable part of our journey is when we come across people that look at established measurements, or all right, you know what? I am.
Give it a try.
No. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Take four.
Now you know. Now
This
you
is
know.
half the fun of it.
Now you know in the movies why people do these things and they just.
Yeah. We're paying the stage crew. You get it right.
The stage crew. Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. The other types of outtakes that we have are when we're actually practicing or out in the range and outside of the studio.
Yeah, they're even better because we have weapons. Take a look.
Okay. All right. Is the shooter ready?
Shooter's ready?
Stand by.
Oh. Start over.
All right.
Do over.
Is the shooter ready?
Shooter is ready.
Stand by.
Oh, God.
Is the shooter ready?
Shooter is ready.
Stand by.
Oh, wait. You know what? Never mind. Retake.
All right. Start
Cut.
I can actually load into the tripod a bit. Find my target.
All right, now this is why you don't spread the legs out. That's got to go in the blooper reel.
I think I broke that.
And now you got a lot of mileage out of that tripod.
Yeah, because it happened to you and not me. But man, I tell you, I've never laughed so hard in my life. I mean, that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Now, guys, you may have noticed that all of our videos are up on YouTube, but that's not our only internet presence. We actually have 2 other locations that you should definitely check out on a periodic basis: our website and Facebook.
Yeah, and because in our first season, we pretty much centered everything around the videos. But now on our website, we moved to WordPress, so there is a blogging functionality. And so in between the videos, we'll be providing more regular updates.
And in-depth coverage, sort of behind-the-scenes look at some of what we do and some of our thinking.
Exactly. So a lot of the detailed write-ups and everything that accompany the videos are going to be on the website.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Facebook. I mean, that's where everybody hangs out and links and likes. And
we hang out on Facebook quite a bit. So if you have any comments, questions, be a good place to reach us.
So again, we really want to thank you, the audience, for a very successful 2014, our first season.
A lot more coming up in 2015.
Absolutely. So again, we look forward to being with you for our second season.
And remember, guys, life's an adventure.
Stay on target.